So, we're shooting this thing with all these military costumes and all these military guys, and we got Marines, we got Spec Ops, we got Forcon, we got PMCs. So, Jude Wacko goes ahead and hires this girl named Brittany, who's never done this before. But she's got heart, she's got gusto. And Sam, apparently, every evening just nerds out and shops for tactical gear.
Yep.
And makes like wish lists on evike.com.
Yep.
And so this is the point at which I then turn this part over to Sam to let him tell you about the costumes, because that's what I did for the entire movie. It'd be like, somebody asks us a costume question, and be like,
Yeah. Well, basically, ahead of time, you know, this is a military-based piece, and this is Battlefield too. So you need to split the difference between, all right, this is actually what they'd wear in the military, and then here's what they would wear in the game, because the game's all about defining these like classes. You have your assault guys, recon guys, support, engineer, and you know, they all look cool, but they don't all look like an actual like serviceman. So the goal here was, you know, we got to split that difference. You got to make it a little realistic, and then a little bit just cool for the sake of cool and for the sake of the game. So basically, the first step in that was just designing the costumes, and because of the rush we were in, I just decided to sit down and do it all myself. Why the heck not? I love doing it. I go to Evike's website every night and search all the latest tactical gear and see what cool loadouts would be fun to work with. And so I've got their whole shop memorized. So basically, I basically just put together this, you know, giant like 300-line spreadsheet of all 8 characters, and every single doodad. It's like he has this type of pouch, with this type of radio, with this type of vest, with this type of thing, with blah blah. So it was a very, very detailed list. It's very hard to unravel. And
there's also the moment of arriving in the office, and then costumes are like, is this a prop or is this a costume item?
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like, if a character has got like the sling for the character's gun, is that a costume or a prop, or is that for the armor, you know, to handle the weapons? There's all these weird gray areas.
What about a radio?
I mean, the thing is he's wearing it all the time. He never takes it off. It's not a prop. He never touches it. He's just wearing it. That's a costume piece, right? I mean, who knows?
It's attached to his gun.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. The characters were in an entire gray area of like who was what, you know, what responsibility was this piece. Point is though, all our costumes were basically sourced from Evike. A lot of our costumes were sourced from 511, and they were able to donate a ton of really sweet, like super high-end like tactical gear and all that stuff. That's seen later in the piece though. LBX actually donated a bunch of their cool like proprietary like camouflage rigs and stuff that you'll see on a lot of the militants. And then last but not least, Mechanics actually donated a ton of their really nice gloves, like every single variety. So you can see those on the main characters and even the bad guys' hands for the entire piece.
Yeah. They were very, very cool to work with. All those companies, all those guys behind those brands were very chill, and we didn't get paid to say this, but honestly, all that gear was super nice gear. So if any of you guys are looking at getting tactical gear of any sort, even if it's just to like have a bag to wear or something, definitely check out 511, LBX, and Mechanics makes great gloves.
Yes.
I actually wear them for my airsoft loadout.
Exactly, and you can get pretty much all their stuff on Evike's site too. So, you know, it's one big whole like group of guys that are super cool. We sourced so many costume pieces from these guys, and we had 8 main characters, you know, Marines, we had some PMCs, but on top of that though, almost every day we'd have about a dozen militants as well on set, sometimes even up to about 30. Sometimes they're Chinese military soldiers, sometimes they're just militiamen, but the point is that we had so many people. Every day on set was just a giant line of tactical dudes, both good and bad, and the one person really in charge of all that was Brittany Gilpin, who decided to take this entire project on. She's a costume designer and supervisor from Michigan, and when we first talked to her about the project, I think it may have been a little overwhelming, because I was like, yeah, okay, 8 custom characters who go through 3 stages each. Also, there's going to be 15 militiamen, but they're going to turn into military guys by the end of the piece, because that's how it progresses. And she's sitting there going like, trying to like keep up, and I was thinking, oh shoot, like, how are we going to do this? This is really hard. But turns out, we get to set, first day, boom, everything's there. She's like on top of it, and it's crazy though, because you know, from my perspective, it's easy to like put together, oh, he'll wear this, he'll wear that, but the actual process though of actually making sure like there's continuity and consistency, and just simply like managing, organizing, like all these unique costumes for everyone is incredibly difficult. And she's even built and improved on all these like original initial designs for everyone, and honestly kind of became her own tactical like military designer expert by the end of the shoot as well, for all these like cool like militiaman and military costumes she was putting into the mix.
Yeah, you could tell like a couple days into it that the costume team, all the costume girls had not slept. They'd just been working on it, but that commanded a lot of respect. And honestly, on the first day, I remember, like, I have allergies, so I blow my nose a lot.
Yeah.
And
cool story.
Cool story. And
the end.
one of the girls reaches into her bag and gives me one of those little like travel packs of Kleenex. She's like, "Here, you need this." And from that moment on, I knew I could trust them.
Those girls kicked ass. They did a phenomenal job. Good on ya.